Guys, so today is November 1st and I wanted to give you a quick update on what's going on in the garden and follow up with you from our last video. We were heading out on vacation and I kind of share with you what we do to prep our garden before we leave. And if you can see in the background, our sunflower has opened up, so I'm excited to show you that. And the garden did survive, so everything's actually doing really well, and we've got some cooler weather finally, and I just wanted to take you around and show you how everything's growing. So here's our arbor, which is the entryway to the garden from the breezeway, and it's doing really well. And Sunday's hanging out with us today. Here is our smaller garden, which is right next to the house, and that is our bib lettuce bed. We've been harvesting a lot of lettuce from that. And then our kale right here on the edge of our teepee trellis. I just harvest a big amount of kale. I like to take the kale and my butter crunch and make fresh salads daily from that. And look at that. This trellis has been so cool to watch. And the kids and neighborhood kids will come over and go, wow, look at that. So this has been really fun. I don't have any flowers or fruit yet to show you on this, but I believe on the next video we'll be popping with purple flowers here, and these are purple potted peas. Here are some miniature zinnias, and I'll take you around over here to my lavender. Some more zinnias, some more lavender. I put a couple sunflowers in the ground there. Some more zinnias, and I planted 2 sunflowers on the edge of this trellis, and these are our regular snow peas that we grow every year that do really well. No flowers yet on those. Some more zinnias, and our cilantro is doing really good. I just fertilized them for the first time, so they should be shooting off pretty decent. And my mint, and our little herb garden, and that is purple basil and regular basil, and it's just so pretty to watch grow. I wanted a lot of purple in my garden this year, and we certainly got plenty of purple things in the garden growing this year. In this bed I have my one little leek, I have celery in the back, and I have some different radish varieties in here. I'm going to show you. You can see some of them. Look at that. I'm not exactly sure when these are ready to harvest. They look pretty small, but anytime you do organic gardening, your food's going to be much smaller than you would see in the store, because a lot of the stuff in the store is being fertilized with Miracle Grow and all kinds of different stuff that's just pumping stuff into it that's trying to make it grow really fast. I had some spinach in this area that never germinated, so I thought I had some extra onions. I'm just going to pop them in there. So I have some onions in there right now that will probably start sprouting in a couple weeks. So over in this garden, I have some beets that are really tiny. You can barely see them. And some more beets here. I sowed those at different times, so I have different harvest times. And I have a different variety of beets here that I planted maybe a couple weeks after the ones up in our smaller bed. And they're starting to come up a little bit. I think I may have planted these too close together. Sometimes I like to try my best to save space in the garden. Sometimes it works for some plants and sometimes it doesn't. Right over here we had some very old okra trees that I went ahead and pulled up, planted some more kale, and I picked up some eggplants. So those would kind of look pretty in the garden. I'm not a big fan of eggplants, but they're certainly a pretty plant to just look at, and look at the purple flowers on these. And these are purple eggplants, and there's all kinds of different varieties, and they're all real pretty. So here are some of my peppers. My jalapeno keeps producing. These were all put in midsummer. They're all still producing. They don't look that great. Here is some more of my peppers. These are my sweet banana peppers. Probably one of my favorite snacking peppers that I have. And most of these trees on this row are those type of peppers. Then I have some sweet Carmen peppers here on this row. Let's see if I can find one. Here we go. And I've been harvesting these before they turn red. These are actually, they turn green. Then you got to wait for them to turn red on the vine. What happens by that time is they get real kind of mushy and bugs find their way to them. So I actually harvest them early and eat them with ranch as a snack, midday snack. Just come out here and pick a few. And they taste just fine that way. Here are my okra plants doing well. It's time to get out here and harvest some of them. If you don't keep up with them every couple days, they'll get really big and too hard to eat. So these are just really pretty to watch grow. And in the early morning, their flowers will open up and they're really pretty. They're not quite opened yet, but there's one right there. So these are all doing well, and these were planted back in July, I believe. So here is what I've been wanting to show you guys. Look at how pretty that is and how big it is. So there is our sunflower. This sunflower is reseeded from our sunflower we grew in spring. And for some reason, just this area right there, there's another smaller one. These are all the same seeds, and there's another one. We had another one at the end here that I pulled up recently. But just that area, the soil must be awesome because that is where we're getting our biggest sunflowers each season. So when this head actually starts to dry out, we dry the seeds, we keep the seeds. And if anybody wants any seeds, I've got a ton. So I'd love to share them with you and bring them to your garden. I think it's awesome how there's a lot of seed sharing. There's a big seed sharing community out there, and I want to be part of it and continue to share the love of what we're doing here with your garden at no cost. So here are snow peas. They're not really doing that well. They're starting to turn yellow. From time to time I have this happen. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. It could be the soil. Some are doing great and some aren't doing so great. So I would have a hard time if my TP trellis started to do that. So if anybody can help me figure out what I'm doing here, I fertilize, and that's pretty much about it. Twice a week. Or I'm sorry, once every 2 weeks. And here are my carrots. They're doing really good. And look at this. These are our burgundy beans. Look at how pretty that is. And look at these flowers. They're just popping everywhere. Look at that. So this has been fun to watch grow, and the girls love it. They come out here and they're digging in here trying to find the beans. We haven't had a harvest yet, but tomorrow June goes to school and she's supposed to bring something that grows in a garden. So that's pretty exciting. We're gonna definitely come in here and grab as many as we can, even if they're small. I think the kids are going to enjoy seeing that. So here's our collards. These are the ones we bought established. And I'm going to harvest some today to make for the weekend. And here's another row of collards that we started from seed. And I threw in some carrots along the way there to fill in some space. Some more collards we started from seeds. In this row, I have cabbage from that far back. And I have some Brussels sprouts right here. My first 2 plants are Brussels sprouts. In this area, I've got some cauliflower and sunflower. And back here I have all my tomato plants. I have not pruned these. It's really important to prune your tomatoes so that they produce well. I'm going to try to do a video on that. For instance, right here, suckers will grow in your plants, and you want to definitely take those suckers out. Here, can you see that? That is a sucker, and what it is, it's sucking all the nutrients from the rest of the plant and overproducing. So it's important to do that, and all my plants need to be done. But I'm surprised how well my tomato plants are doing. I'm starting to get some flowers and some tiny little tomatoes. They're probably too tiny to show you. Maybe in the next video they'll be big enough to actually share. So that's pretty much the garden. I failed to show you my carrots and broccoli that I just added in. Well, actually just broccoli. That was a new addition. I had 2 rows of carrots here. They just weren't germinating good. I bought a seed variety that I never bought before. It's called rainbow carrots. Thought it'd be really cool, but they had this seed coating on them that was supposed to allow you to see the seeds and sow better, but they just didn't germinate well. So that'll be the last time I do that. So what I did is I just transplanted any carrot that came up on this side and put it over here, hoping that it may grow, and it actually looks like it's doing pretty well. And this area, we just put broccoli in that we bought at the store. So that is how everything is doing in the garden. Hopefully next time I'll be able to show you some fruit and give you an update. See you soon.